Here we are, another 20-minute Tuesday. All we need today again is your body, your mat, bottle of water, good attitude. Let's get 20 on the clock. So we've got a standing warm-up for you today, just to mix it up a little bit, give you some options. You can use some of these drills when you get to the golf course as well. Nice and simple. I'm going to start with the shoulders. So I'm going to take my arms out to the side, bring them forward just a fraction. I'm just going to start with these little arm circles. And I'm trying to keep my head and neck nice and tall. I'm trying to keep my arms fairly stiff. I know that sounds a bit backwards when we're talking about mobilizing, but I want to move from the shoulders and the shoulder blades. And you can already feel it doesn't take that long to warm up a shoulder. And I go back in the opposite direction. So just little circles, not moving at the wrist, the hand or the elbow, but moving from the shoulder. And a bit of shoulder blade movement. And then give that a little shake out. They're already getting warm. Then I'm just going to do some cross. So I'm going to bring my arms cross and then open my chest. Cross, open my chest. Cross. I like to rotate. As you can probably see, I go palm down, cross, open up. Palm down, open up. Feel that stretch in the back of the shoulder as I go across. Chest as I open up. Like so. Now the whole upper back, shoulders, torso is getting warm. So now give that a little shake. Take a little step forward with my right foot, arms crossed, and I'm just going to turn like so. So by stepping forward, it stops me over rotating my pelvis. So I can still focus on getting that rotation through the top half. Then I bring the arms out, stay in that same stance, open, open, open. And then do the same the other side, split the stance. So now the bias is more where I turn over this leg and just turn. So as you can see, very golf orientated, so nice simple that you can do exercises and warm-ups that you can do at the driving range. Hopefully not all on the first tee and you're in a rush with 5 minutes to spare. Hopefully you do give yourself that little bit of time to get prepped. And then forwards, open. And you'll feel this one challenges the balance just a little to fire up the sensors in the legs, ankle, knee and the hip. Good stuff. Right, those shoulders are definitely getting warm. Let's go down to the knees. So I'm going to create a fist. I like to tuck that thumb in there, hold those two together, and then I just gently rock back and forth with my knees, like so. Just going to warm everything coming into that knee. A lot of muscles attach around the knee from above and below, so a lot of tendon area in there that we need to get warm. Then a little side to side, so just sway, trying to keep the foot as flat as possible. And you'll see that's also warming up my hips. Golf fans out there of the European Tour might have heard of a man called Mr. Miguel Angel Jimenez. Very popular warm-up by him on tour, usually with a cigar in his mouth. We frown upon that here in the workouts. So then we'll go for our rotations. Again, trying to keep the feet fairly quiet and flat. There will be a little rock at the ankle. And then I'll go rotations the other way. Always keeping the knees and the fists wedged in against each other. And then that's them nice and warm. I'm going to go wider. I'm just going to gently come down slowly and try and get to the floor. Just have a little hang there for a moment. I'm going to wander over and try and get my hands towards my right foot, like so, which puts the stretch bias into that right leg. Then wander over and get your hands over to your left foot. Now, if you're tighter, obviously that's not going to be a foot. That might be a left shin that you get to. So just do what you can. Don't force it. And then back over to the right leg again. And back over to the left leg again. And back to the center. And then come back up. I'm then going to bring my stance in a little more narrow. I'm going to do what's called reverse toe touches. So I'll do this at a little bit more 3D angle for you. So you can see all I'm going to do is go back to my knee bend with the focus being on now mobilizing and stretching the top of the calf and the bottom of the hamstring as it comes in there. So I hold onto my ankles and then I bend the knees a bit more and then push them back. Bend the knees, push them back. If you're really tight, then obviously hold a little bit higher up the leg. If you're fairly flexible, you might be able to go down and grab some foot. We'll go a couple more of those. And then we'll slowly bring ourselves up. We feel a bit more ready for the workout. So I'm going to give you that 15-second warning. First exercise is going to be down on hands and knees. So bring yourself down, have a quick sip of water. And as always, the first exercise continues the warm-up. So it's hip circles. So down on all fours, knees close together. All I'm going to do is draw a circle with a bent leg, like so, whilst trying to keep my back and shoulders as still as possible. I'm going to get that going both ways. So I come over and forwards, over and back, the way I came. Over and forwards. Now, the more strict that I can be with this exercise, the more I'm going to get out of it. So I don't want you just trying to draw this big sloppy circle and everything's moving around. I want everything else other than the hip trying to stay still. And if that means you've got to sacrifice some range of motion, then so be it. It's more quality that we're after. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll come up, give the hands a little shake off. When done correctly, you'll feel the muscles in and around that buttock area working nicely. So I'll turn myself around for the same on the other side. Again, hands are going to be shoulder width, knees are going to be more narrow, so it's not as much of a shock. When I go from a wide base to one leg, there's a bit more sway, and I don't want that. So down, narrow knees, wide hands, 3, 2, 1, and then draw my circle forwards and my circle backwards. More of a semicircle if we're going to split hairs. So nice still head, nice still spine. Don't rush, slow it down, get the quality, feel the tissue that's working. And we're going to add a bit of spice to this one as always in round 2. Make you work a little bit harder, but we're still just warming things up. We've got 10 more seconds. Arms are getting a little bit of a pump on, just holding us in position. 3, 2, and 1. We go down on our backs next. We're doing glute bridge, but we're going to do single leg. So single leg glute bridge. What I'm going to do, as long as it's comfortable for your hip, is I'm going to rest my right foot up onto my left leg like so. My arms are just going to come down by the side of my body. And from there, I'm going to push that heel of my left leg, my working leg down. 3, 2, 1. Bring the hips up, come back down. Bring the hips up, come back down. Don't mind if you exhale at any point here. This shouldn't be too taxing for you where you feel you've got to hold your breath to get the strength to do it. But at the same time, if you are someone that feels that there's a little bit of cramp about to occur, please do not try and work through cramp. There's only going to be one winner there, and that's the cramp itself. Just bring yourself down to 2 legs, or just put your legs flat for a moment and let that cramp feeling ease off. So just nice and smooth, up and down, working through full range. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1, and then down. So if you just put that leg flat for a moment, you'll feel that hamstring, glute getting a nice little rest. So now, again, as long as the hip's okay to do it, I'm going to bring that left foot up over and rest it on the right leg for now. And then we'll get ourselves ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips up, hips down. Hips up, hips down. Nice and smooth. Start to have a bit of mind-muscle connection as well. I want this to be primarily a glute bridge exercise. So therefore your glute max, your buttock, I want to think about getting that to engage, and as I push through and up into that end range, I feel that muscle bite and tense. We've got another 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're onto our fronts. Let's give the lower body a little breather. We're going to do plank up and downs. Now, if you've done these before, you'll know these are sneaky difficult. So pace is going to be key here, particularly on the first round. So I'm going to start in a straight arm plank on my toes, come down onto my elbows and back up again, which can be done on knees if need be. 3, 2, 1, looks like so. I go down onto one elbow, down onto 2, up to one hand, up to 2. Down to one elbow, down to 2, up to one hand, up to 2. Can also do that on knees if you want to. 2 elbows. Now when you're doing the version on your knees, make sure your hips don't start going up here. Otherwise this is too easy. So get your hips forwards. I'm going to go onto my feet. Up and down. And every now and then change lead hand. So if I lead with my left, and lead with my left, now lead with my right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the last exercise, we'll get away from those tired arms. We're going to go to our legs. We're going to do side squats. So a bit of flexibility there in the lower half as well. I'm going to go nice and wide to the end of my mat. I'm going to come down. I'm just going to side squat side to side and feel a stretch in the groin. 5, 4, 3, 2. I go down and I come across, put the weight into that left leg, come over, put the weight into my right leg, like so. I'm going to do that for the first 4. That's the easier version. Touching the floor, leaning forwards. Now, tougher version, arms forwards. I'm going to sit the weight into that left leg, come up, sit the weight into the right leg, come up. If that feels too much for you, go back down and touch the floor for me. So getting a good bit of mobility through the hips. Do not rush this exercise. Nice and easy, Ozzy. Control is key. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1 complete. That means let's have a drink before we do it all again. So already some of those exercises, getting your heart rate up a bit, gone through your warm up, you've done your first round, you're now into it. You're part of the workout. We're going to push on, get another round done. On some of these exercises, you might feel like you can push a little bit harder, but on some of them, as you fatigue, just either stop for the time being or regress it back to an easier version that I can give you. All right, so we'll give you a 15-second warning. I might grab another little quick sip of water. And it's our hip circles to begin with. Down we go onto all fours. 3, 2, 1, and hip circles. I go forwards and I go back. Now remember I said I could add a little bit more spice. For more core control while I do this, I'm going to remove the opposite arm. So I've got my right leg doing a circle. I'm just going to get rid of my left arm. Control the breathing. Trying to keep an eye on your shadow on the floor. Keep your head and your spine as static as possible and just work the hip. Just under 15 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And give those hands a little shake out. Well done. As always, if you progress the exercise, you can regress, slice it up however you like, however you're feeling. Even if in time you're having a good day or a bad day, every day is different. See how you feel. But never push yourself too hard, but never make it too easy either. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and off I go again. So I've got my hip circles without my opposite arm. Keep it slow so that you can get some feedback about how that feels through your spine and through your head. No one's there measuring how high you're taking your knee. Nobody cares. We care about the quality and the control. Keep that going. You've got 10 more seconds left. You can go back to 2 hands if need be. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, hands get a breather. Single leg glute bridge. Now on this one, harder than moving is actually going to be staying still. So instead of just resting my foot up there and coming up through repetitions, I'm going to go up and see if I can hold it for 45 seconds. That's going to be a little bit tougher. It's almost like a plank. So I'll go first leg in the air, 3, 2, 1, hips up like so. I've got this knee soft. I like the leg just going straight up, so there's not too much stress on this left hip. All the focus now is on that underside, working the glute, working the hamstrings. Arms can either be by your side, I could go up in the air, I could give myself a little cuddle. Whatever you want to do with the arms, I might go up in the air. That feels nice. Nice stretch. Get the breathing engaged. If that dreaded cramp turns up, get rid of it by putting the right leg down flat again, have a little rest. You've got 10 more seconds to work with. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's put that right leg flat. That's worked. If it was your left leg, put your left leg flat. You'll feel that just calms everything down. So that's sneaky tough exercise when you do that one right. Making sure that my hips don't start to drop and sag throughout that 45 seconds. So I bring that right leg back in, arms down by my side. Now the right leg's up in the air, soft knee, 3, 2, 1, hips up, and then stay there. So once again, I'm gonna go arms up in the air. That mind muscle, thinking about that underside. Come on, glute, don't let me down. Keeping good tension through the body. Good extension of the hips. About now it's going to want to start sagging down. Keep pushing up for me. Get that good contraction. You've got 15 seconds to hold on. Good breathing, good rhythm. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down we come. Okay, plank up and downs. Harder than what we did before, if you were doing the full version, is just do it quicker. You make that 45 seconds more dense, it just go at a quicker pace, it's going to be tougher. But don't sacrifice control. So I start in my straight arm position. 3, 2, 1, and off we go. I go down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Get a good tempo. Try and keep it consistent right the way through. I'm going to change lead arm. I'm going to go down left, up left, down left, up left, down left, up left, down left. I'm going to then change arm again. I'm going to go down right. I've got 15 seconds to hang on in there. Go down to knees if you need to. Or stay in a static plank, either on your elbows or on straight arms. It's up to you. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that gets you warm. Standing for our last exercise. I'm going to do this one off the mat in case there's any movement below me. And so the tougher exercise now is if I start with my feet together and take a bit more of a stride to where I was. So I'm going to, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take a step down and push back and go again. Now I'm going to change the focus leg halfway through this round, which is 22.5 seconds. And push back. Now I can always make it easier, just keep going down to the same leg. Now, let's get one more rep in there, and then we'll change. Shuffle, step, tap, push. Step, tap, push. Step, tap, push. If you can't touch the floor, can't reach all the way down, doesn't matter, it's okay, don't do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We made it. Get yourself another drink for me, team. Well done. So So well done everybody, another 20 minutes in the bank. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you felt some muscles working you might not have felt before. Got the heart rate up, feel mobilized, energized, ready to attack the day. We'll see you next time. Swing hard, stay healthy.